Welcome to Yeshiva Daf. Shir sponsor Lunish Basam Yakashom Lab Basitzchok. We're holding in Metzia Daf Kuf base. We will be starting from the Mishnah in Daf Kuf Aleph on base. Look the Mishnah. Hamaski Bais Chaveru. Someone rented a house to his friend. Hamaski Chayav Bedelis Binogor Uvimano. The landlord, he's obligated to put a door, to put a Nogor Mano. Nogor Mano is two parts of the lock. The way the Rashba explains is the Nogor is what you use on the inside, and the Mano is what you use from the outside. It seems maybe Rashi seems to be that you it's what connects, maybe the stoppage that stops the door from swinging. Anything which needs professional grade construction, he does. So then the renter could do it. In other words, the one who's leasing the tenant needs to do the regular, call it day-to-day jobs in the house. The landlord needs to do the more professional big things. Hazevel shabal bais. The garbage is balabais. We'll see that in the Gemara. What does it mean exactly? All he has is what comes out from the oven, from different types of ovens. This garbage belongs to him. But the other zevel belongs to balabais. We'll see in the Gemara why. The landlord has to put doors, open windows, to strengthen the ceiling if it's about to fall, to fix a broken beam. What does the put? A sulam, he puts a ladder to get to the roof. He needs to put in a fence around the roof. Which is the gutter where the water goes in from. And to smooth the roof to let the water flow down. So that's how it's divided. The seemingly from what we learned before, and this is not so clear so much of the Rishonim, but comes out that these things are considered to be, the roof things are considered to be something which is more of a normal operational things that you do in the house. You come to the roof, you smooth it, you clean it. The ladder is basically a ladder, like we call a ladder. It's not a permanent stairs. So we're talking about things that is something which is, day-to-day operations. Something more, but when you have sheish mezuzah on me, who puts the mezuzah? On me a mezuzah. The one who living has to do it. The tenant needs to put the mezuzah, not the landlord. Says the Gemara, it's called the Rapasha. The place of the mezuzah, where you put the mezuzah. Right? Rashi explains, you have the wood where the door hits in. You have to put it, if it's stone, you have to make a hole in it. Who makes the place where the mezuzah goes into? Anything which is not professional grade the tenant does. That's what he does. Why? Why is that my suman? You could put it where that could be without that, begufto de kanyo. Meaning you put it into a reed, a little round reed, a little box from reed, and you can put the mezuzah in there, right? So here, two interesting points over here that we have. Number one is that it says there is a Vilna Goy, which is brought down in the Shai Tshuva in Yeridil, that says the mezuzah needs to be put, the actual clef, the actual scroll needs to be touching the door. Why does it have to be touching the door? In the same way we have that the tefillin has no chatzitza between the tefillin and the body. So means directly. Should be no chatzitza. That's how the Vilna Goyen says. The many of the poskim say that the Vilna Goyen never says that it's a mistake. And one of the rayas is you see over here. Because it says, go to the kani, you put it into a box. So clearly from the Gemara, that's not put directly on the door. That's Nekuda number one, just something to be ma'ayin. Then Nekuda number two is a place over here. There is a fascinating machlekes how the mezuzah needs to be. Does the mezuzah is standing up, or the mezuzah is laying down? Tais understands, Rabbeinu Tam says the mezuzah lays down. The Rashi learns the mezuzah stands up like you put a secretary on there on Kurdish. Now, according to Binutan, the mezuzah lays down, says why do you have to make a place for it to stand? Just place it there. Where the stand says you have the way to build the building is not so smooth like you have today. There was rocks and there's some indentations, there's some levels. You put the mezuzah in one of them. I don't have to make a special place for the mezuzah. Maybe you do because you want to make sure the mezuzah doesn't get wet. So that's why I have to have a special box. But Tosfos says, according to Rashi, you have to put a box because you have to make it standing. What will make it stand? What will make it stand will be the box. Kayadua, what does Am Yisrael do? It's a very interesting halacha that we have. What do? We put the mezuzah on an angle. Why do we put it on an angle? To have both dodim. We have both the Shita Rashi that's standing up and a Binutan that slays down. You do both. We never do that in halacha. Halacha, usually you choose one. You don't do a pshara. You don't do a middle ground. What should you do the middle ground? So they say, the Bava says, because when you're coming into a house, there's always two opinions. A husband and wife, they never exactly agree. You always have to find the middle place when a husband and wife lives. So the mezuzah, that's the symbol of the mezuzah. We're not doing this, we're not doing that, we're doing the middle ground. Very a cute idea. Okay, so come on.
That was very good.
Yeah, Amaskir Bais the Chaveiroi, someone who rents a house to his friend. Allah Seichel La says the mezuzah. The tenant has to put a mezuzah. Kushu Yoit said this is a very important halacha. Ve'halacha l'maisa. When a tenant leaves the house, lo yitleno biyod v'yoitze. You do not remove the mezuzahs. A tenant is not allowed to remove the mezuzahs. Uminochi noit lo biyod v'yoitze. From a goy you do. If the goy is the landlord. There was a person who took the mezuzah and left. And he buried his wife and two kids. So when you just said that you're allowed to get out from a goy. So we should talk about the first case, about the original story of the Yisrael. You don't take out the mezuzah. What is the reason you don't take the mezuzah? As we first bring it over here, Rashi says because you're causing the mazikim to come, right? That's what Tosfos says in the verse Omen. When you don't have a mezuzah, the mazikim comes. It's as if you're ruining the house. As if you're not allowed to take the mezuzah. Big discussion in the place came. Are you allowed to replace the mezuzah with a lower grade mezuzah? You have, let's say, mezuzah, which is the more expensive mezuzahs. You have the $150 mezuzahs. You're leaving the house, you have to leave the mezuzahs. You don't want to put $150. Can I replace them with a $60 mezuzah? Am I allowed to lower the grade of the mezuzah when I leave? It's a big machlokes and discussion in the price scheme. Very interesting sugya. Okay. Says the Gemara, Zeva shel ba'al bayis v'al seichel le'itz v'natam l'ker b'vad. So the garbage belongs to ba'al bayis, and the tenant only has what comes out of the ovens. Says the Gemara, what's exactly the case? Talking about a chotzer, which is rented to the tenant. We're talking about the animals that produce the fertilization. They belong to the seicher as well. And Ma'ashba Abbas, he owns the land, and he owns the animals. Talk about a chotzer does not rent it out to the seicher. The maskir. And we talk about the oxen of the landlord. It all belongs to the landlord. Sheep dogs, what's a chiddush? Belongs to him. So the tzricha b'chotzer the maskir v'toyer dosum now. We talk about the chotzer belongs to the landlord. But you have your shvarim that come out from the world. They're coming out meaning they don't belong, not to the landlord and not to the tenant. Right? V'toyer dosum al. And they're coming and standing over there. And what's the shots? What's the discussion? Look at Lashon Rashi, the last quiet line at the fourth line at the top. Turn down to V'stam Glolim Afkurim Afkiru Bainim. The owner is Mafkir. So the Seicher is has a usage of that place. But the Chatzar belongs to the landlord. So the Chatzar is cutting for the landlord. What's the Chiddush? Says the Gemara, here's the Chiddush. Even though the landlord doesn't know about it, even though it's coming from the animal just happened to be, just went and grazed into this chutzah. Nobody saw it. We don't even know it's there. But the chutzah, so the chutzah of the landlord is acquiring the items even though he doesn't know about it. So when Mason brings a question, But it says all things that come into my chutzah today will be nikneh. If anything falls into my chutzah will be koine. The din is loy amar klum. Didn't say anything. If you go with the din of Rebesi from Chanina, then we all the chatzir shalom koine shalom lo midaitu. You don't have to have a das. In my loy amar klum, why is that? Adrab should be koine even without him saying. Talk about a chutzah that is not being guarded. People can go in and out and take it. There's no protection. So therefore it's not koine. Yeah, I mean, look at the next part of the bris ma'isa. Everybody heard that there is a Metzia that fell into this chutzah. Everybody heard. It's already a rumor. Everybody knows. Oh, you know what happened? Whoa! There was a treasure that flew from the air from a plane and fell straight into the chutzah of the guy. So then it's var kayom, then it's koine. The chutzah shein mishtereh says the chutzah is not guarded. Ki yotzol shem Metzia beir my have. What does that help? The came in shem Metzia. The answer is, once everybody knows that this guy is the one who acquired this item, it's considered to be chatzah b'shtar. Nobody's going to come and take it. Because everybody knows, this thing that fell from the plane belongs to Shmuel. Nobody's going to take it. It's considered to be guarded. So that's what changed the beginning of the verse, the end of the verse. So that question, we took away that question. We solved that problem. Maybe another question. You have the fertilization. It comes out, not fertilization, the garbage, the dirt. It comes out from the ovens. The din is, or anybody who takes the garbage from this fertilization of the animal coming in the air. So the din is that what? The din is it belongs to the person who got it. So the din is, meaning the tenant can take it. And the ref is probably translation will be pen, right? Where the animals are. And the chatzar means the courtyard, shabal bais. So it says over there. If you hold the chatzar was koine, why when the tenant is receiving the garbage, the feces from the air, is koine, it's the ovi of the chatzar should be koine. We talk about he literally is putting a vessel underneath the cow that there's no air. The feces is going straight into the kli. So there's no avir chatzar. Now, another reason. When you have something in the air, if it's about to fall down, so then the chatzar is koine. If it's not about to fall down, so not. So this Rabbi had a pashut, but we had it early in this Masechta. For your body, we had it in the base. The boy someone threw a wall from one door and went to the other door. Do we say that air is not about to fall down because it did be kimunach or lo kimunach down? We had a question. You know he's in the air. It's never going to fall down. It's going from one door to another door. It's considered to be inside or out. Same thing over here. You have something in the air, but it's not coming down. So the idea of difference. They're in the air. Right. It's not about to fall in the chatzar. It's flying in the air. But for between that and the floor, there's nothing. Here we have something stopping it. So that's what's a little different. Something more. So then we say, okay, so the more answered our problem. It says over here that it's koine, whereas the koine we're talking about it's in the air. There's no problem of ear over here. It says the Gemara. The next part of the brisa said, if it's in the pen and it's in the chatzar, so it belongs to the owner. It says the Gemara, oh, tate, why have to both? The chatzar, talking about a pen which is within the chatzar. So Rashi explains that the pen is being rented out. The tenant is using the pen. Now, but the chatzar is rented to the pen. The chatzar is rented to the tent, not the pen, not the refus. So the refes is something. The question is, does the refe belong to the tenant or not? Harei Shohabais. What's the chiddush? Rashi says the chiddush is if you rented the chutzner, not necessarily you rented the refes. That's what the Gemara says. That's the chiddush. Okay. We'll go to another question. You have these birds that are in either a nest or the ones that go to the roof, but and they're not the ones that are they're not the pets of the owner. They fly, they're free birds, they go get the food on their own, and they just come in, they land, they have their nests in the house. You still have to do shluch again. V'asur begazel, but you're not allowed to steal it. You read Dark Shol. Now, the Pashup Shot, when you read this Brayso, it makes sense. These birds don't belong to anybody. They don't belong to nobody. So therefore, they are hefker. And therefore, the Chai B'Shul HaKen, we'll see in a moment, Shul HaKen is only something you don't own. If you own the bird, there's no Shul HaKen. So you have to take away the eggs because you have to send the mother away because it doesn't belong to anybody. But you're not allowed to steal the birds, even though you're allowed to. Dark Shalom. Because Dark Shalom, we want to have shalom between people, that's what you do it. But if we learn that a chotzer is koine, kori kanki, kori prata mezumon, the nest belongs to the owner of the chotzer. Right away when the egg goes out of the bird, it's right away chayav b'shluach. So even though you're saying the egg should be purchased by the Baal Chotzer, let's say the more understand that the bird is not so kosher because the birds are flying, so really there's no kinyan over here. But the egg should be nikra. The egg is falling into the Chotzer, should be nikra. But you're right, the egg is nikra only once it goes out. But while it's going out, when the majority of it is sticking out, it's not yet belong to Baal Chotzer, it's Chai B'Shol HaKen. Then it goes, it's bought by the owner, is that Chai. The chiyuv b'shluach because before it falls in the chutz. So why? What's the problem, gezel? Right? Meaning, if it never fell to the chutz, you want to tell me that the so maybe just to correct what I said before. The chiyuv b'shluach is before it fell to the chutz, and then the good day is if it never fell to the chutz, so you have shluch again because the chiyuv starts first. So you didn't allow it to fall into the chutz. You have shluch again. So why is it gezel? He never fell to the chotzer. So then, well, you're right. Then you have a gezel because of the mothers. If you may say really you have a shul because of the beitzim. When you have a group of daita once came out the right, so you have a kinyan of the chotzer, because there is a kinyan because he has das, he wants to be koine. So the moment comes out most of it, you have it shul again. And right away, the owner of the chutz is going it, right after. That's the point of Shah. Says the Gemara of Ashto, Doma, Abu Doma, Rav, Asul, it's good debate because not Shever Beit Salim. He said, there's another thing, even when you want to coin the debate team, you're not allowed to coin the debate team if the mother's still sitting on it. You can't be acquiring the bait team before you send the mother away. I feel like if you want to tell me that the eggs did fall to the chutzer, when he is able to be koine, chatzer zachle, so chatzer is koine. So the answer is the reason really why the chatzer is not koine, because he can't be koine. So even though it's sitting in the chatzer, usually chatzer shalom koine shalom idaitoi, but that's only things he can koine himself. Here he can't be koine because the mother's sitting on the eggs, so therefore the chatzer is not koine. He said we said if you have gezel because it's shalom. In the shulchan, if you send it away, so the din is, if the one who took the egg sent her away, gezel me'ayu. For what? The chutz is koine. Because why? We're talking about the eggs. The chutz is koine because once you send away the mother, the chutz is koine. So if you didn't send it away, so you have to send it. And how can you take the eggs? So what are you saying? You're saying there's no gezel on the eggs. Back to where we went to the beginning. It says, "Ben Dr. Shon, don't take away the eggs." So he said, "So what are you talking about? Is the mother still sitting in them? Of course you can't take the eggs. You have to send them away. The one that left, it belongs to Mother Chutzer. So what does it mean?" Says the Gemara, Bekoton de lav bar shiluachu. We're talking about a koton that doesn't have the mitzvah of shiluach. So that's we can take away the eggs. Says the Gemara, koton bar dakashalom. So what's dakashalom? Dakashalom is also a din, you don't apply it to a koton. So the father of the kid has to give it back dakashalom. In other words, the eggs don't belong to the because the one is still sitting on them. But the kid took it because he's not mechuyev b'mitzvahs. Dakashalom, the father has to give it back to Balachotzer, even though it doesn't really belong to Balachotzer because the one is sent on them. So I think more answers this. So really, this big portion of the Amud was the majority of the Amud was talking about this concept of Chesed Shalom Kohen L'Shalom. He died the Chutzah Kohen went down his nas, and still we had a discussion. We want to bring three different rayas against it. I think more is Doi Chedish rayas. Zog the Mishnah. Sorry. Says the Mishnah now. Someone rents a house to his friend for 1 year, and then they decide to add another month to the year, make it an Ibur year, make it a leap year. It says the Mishnah is when the tenant, the tenant gets an extra month. Why? It says a year. A year means not necessarily 12 months. Some years are 13 months. So a year means day to day from when we took it, whatever months it takes. He's kiloi the chodoshim, but if he said, I'm giving it for 12 months, the land who takes it. Because we said 12 months, this is 13. There was a story in Tzipori. One rented a bathhouse from his friend for 12 zov for a year, 1 zov per month. It says the Mishnah Kobeis Lubeis, it says you have to split it. You have to split it. It says the Gemara Ma'aseh Lister, right away the more jumps. We just said, very clear. If it's a year, if you say a year, it goes to the tenant. If you said a month, it goes to the landlord. And then you say Yechloiku. How does that work? It says the Gemara, no, because missing your piece. If you said both, you said a year and a month. So I'm giving you 12 per year, 1 per month. So I'm mentioning a year and I'm mentioning a month. So what do? Yechloiku. Then you have to split it. He rented it for 12 zuvim, and that way they did 12 zuvim l'shano medina zov l'chodesh, mentioning both a year and a month. Except this for chodeshim. So I disagree. I think this goes to the landlord. In other words, we treat it like as if he said 12 months and not a year. What's the chiddush? First Lashon Achron, you go based on the last Lashon. He said 12 per year, 1 per month. And listen to the last words. 1 per month. So that means it's 12 months, not 13 months. So Rav Chazim already heard that from Rav. Istiro me'amoi, or me'amoi. If a person said Istiro me'amoi, so then what he meant to say is me'amoi. Rashi learns, the pshat is, you have a coin, a big coin called Istiro. The regular Easter, the Rashi explains, is 96 prutus. He said, Ne'amoy. He said 100 prutus. So, is it Easter or not? You say Me'amoy, he meant to say Me'amoy. Me'amoy Easter, but if he said Me'amoy Easter, so then we say Easter, 96. So you go based on Lashon Achron. So the more email also about me, Purush, Kamefarish. Kavashwa. So don't be around from there. There you could mean that it's not a contradiction. He's explaining himself. When he says Istiro Me'amoy, he's saying, I'm not saying a regular Istiro. I'm saying an Istiro which is 100 money. It's a big Istiro, which is not an Istiro of 96. It's an Istiro of 100. That's what he's saying. Charles explained the end. Tori says a little differently that we're talking about, when the Gemara says Purush Kefarish, goes back to the Seifer. So, but you want to tell him, don't bring a raya go Lashon Achron. I would think that he's explaining himself. A year, which is 1 per month. It's not a contradiction. So that's what I would say. It says the Chiddush is go Lashon Achron. Says the Gemara, the whole here talking about coming in the middle of the month. Came in the middle of the last month. The landlord says, 1 second, you have to pay me for this month. And the tenant says, no. Say, okay, pay half. For the half that's left. You go in the beginning of the month, he has the chazaka. Because in the beginning of the month, he's going to kick him out. You want to stay another month, you have to pay. Goes the end of the month after he was already there. In other words, we don't know. We live it there. It's going to be our Mashmuel learning first Lashon. You want to tell me Mashmuel does not know, and therefore we're not sure, so we go with the Yechleiku. The Rabbi Shmuel David Tavayu, Rabbi Shmuel, they both said, Kur b'shloishim ani moichel lecho. Person said, giving you kur for 30. Yechol lachzer bo afilu b'sei achroina. And you go back, because he said, I'm giving you a full kur. So until you even give him the core, he can change his mind. But if he said core b'shloishim sale, b'shloishim sale b'salo, he said, I'll give you a core for 30. But then he said, give you each sale with a sale. There's 30 sale over there, each sale is one sale. We show you should call no. Why? Because you look at the last words. The last words he did one by one, not the whole core. So the you see going based on Lashon Achor, you look at the end. So no, also time mine is with the tofis. There is the same idea. What is the guy doing? He's thinking you have a whole core. You start thinking one sale, another sale, another sale. Comes down and says, oh, I didn't change your mind, I don't want to do the sale. Give it back to me. Says, no, I don't know what you said. Whatever you took, you took. It's a suffix. Sitting over here, I don't know what you do. You go, it's a chazaka. Okay. It goes, the chazaka b'cheskes ba'aleo, meaning that you go based on the landlord. My kavashlan, tfois Lashon Achor, and you want to go based on you want to say you go by the month. How you do Rav? Well, that's exactly what Rav says. So no, even if he said the opposite of Lashon, he started with 12 months, and then he said a year. Right? So according to Rav Nachman, you always say the chazaka is by the landlord, and he gets the extra month. So the Gemara. So we have here different shittas. Do we say over here that we go Lashon Achron, because we don't know what it means? Do we say that that's always he's the music? Or do we say like Shmuel that it depends what stage of the month does he come? Have another discussion. The tenant says I paid. And the landlord says, you never paid. Who needs to bring a raya? So we're talking before the last day. Tanina, we learned. If it's after the time, Yosef did not. What do we learn? You have a father of a kid who was born, the father died within the 30 days of the kid's birth. If it's a firstborn, you assume he did not do Pidei Ben. Because Pidei Ben is supposed to be done in the 30th day. So within 30 days, he didn't do Pidei Ben. Let's be right, they did do Pidei Ben early. After 30 days, you assume he did Pidei Ben the right day. The not. Rashi puts out Shirim means the neighbors will tell him. Not the Kohen, because there's no Kohen over here. You can give it to any Kohen. There's no Kohen who's the plaintiff. Says the moral of see over here as well. When do you have to pay your rent? We learned it earlier in Masechta, the last day. So you assume if he came the last day, if passed the last day, he probably paid it. Didn't pass the last day, he probably did not pay it. Talk about the day that you have to pay. The day that it was, the guy comes and says, pay me. He says, I paid you in the morning. He says, no, you didn't. So Shad, can we assume they already paid in the morning or not? Do we say that do we say a person paid that day or not? I'll bring you Rabbi. Daf Kuf Gimel Udaf on top. Sochir bizmanoi nishba v'noito. But a sochir means a worker. He goes to the owner and says, he didn't pay me. Yes, I did pay. He does a shvu, he takes from him. Why? Sochir will do Omer Abon Shvu Alei, we should do Abayis toward Bor. There's a special thing by sochir. We say the owner, the boss, he's busy with people, with workers. He doesn't remember who he paid and didn't pay. That's why I tell that I rely on the worker. Sorry. But here, so there we say that when you want to extract money from the owner, so the worker is never. In general, you say the one who wants to keep it, he does the shua. And therefore over here, the tenant can do a shua, I never paid, and you rely on that because Unless you assume like a case of a boss, we assume that it probably was done correctly. So we'll stop over here with this daf.